The power of positive thinking is actually something that goes beyond positive thinking. This power is so magnanimous and so intense that it can practically make anything happen in your life. Whatever you desire, whatever you wish to achieve, whatever is it that you're looking for, if you're very positive from the hearts of your heart, through your mind, you can achieve it. In fact, this power of positive thinking has made history. There have been people of the world who, with the help of this power, have been able to achieve and contribute to the world at large. Friends, this is something that really reminds us. I would like to recall the 22nd of March when our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji asked us to clap for the service providers, the doctors, the police officers, the cleaning man across the country and appreciate and express our gratitude. We all rose to that occasion and we clapped and we actually paid a lot of respect to them. I think that was an intense expression of our gratitude. Isn't this really a power of positive thinking? And incidentally, today at 9 o'clock in the night, for 9 minutes, we are going to light the diyas and we are going to light the candles, and we are spreading the power of light in order to, defeat coronavirus. That again is a call today. That itself is a very positive thinking that we will be doing. We expect to radiate the energy. We expect to light the lamps in order to ensure, that we tell the world that we are together in our battle against corona. This also is the power of positive thinking. Friends, what is positive thinking is what we are going to discuss. My focus today in this 1.5 hours of webinar is on 4 aspects. Number 1, what is positive thinking? Number 2, why positive thinking? Why should we think positively? That is what we will discuss on. Number 3, we must realize the strength of this power of positive thinking, the magnitude of the power of positive thinking. And finally, what are the steps that we need to take in order to harness this wonderful power that can make things happen for us? These are the 4 dimensions of power of positive thinking that we will be talking about today. But before I begin my presentations, I want all of you to go back in your life experiences and think and tell me, give your answer on this chat board that you have in terms of yes or no, in terms of only yes or no. My first question, when you look back, in your life, my first question is, when you felt enthusiastic, charged up, full of energy, and you were prepared for a major task in life, did you observe that your performance went up and you enjoyed performing? When you were fully prepared, did you observe that you were actually ready and you were making things happen? Quite frequently, we do feel that when we are ready, when we are bubbling with enthusiasm, when we are prepared for the major task, the confidence in each one of us, the kind of spirit that we experience, the belief in one's own self, oh my God, it makes things easy and it makes things possible. I see all of you have been saying yes, yes, yes. There are hundreds of yes that I observe. Let's look at the second question, ladies and gentlemen. The second question is, whenever you had a conflict situation or maybe a heated argument, if you were the first person to take this initiative and say sorry to the other person, did you observe that your conflict probably slowed down, it got diluted and probably turned into a friendship? How many of us started a relationship, in life, which may be a conflict situation, and then it turned into a positive relationship because we took that initiative. Is this statement right or wrong? Did you experience it? Say yes or no. Once again, the conflict situation getting converted into a positive relationship when you took the initiative, of saying sorry to the other person. And again, I see so many yeses coming on. Yes, this also has been one of our life experiences. Let's look at the third question. When you praised or appreciated people, did you notice that your relationship became a little stronger, that the people felt happy? Did you notice that whenever you appreciated people, they felt very happy and your connect with those people became stronger? Yes or no? Yes. This again, our answer to this question is yes. So many times in life we have experienced such things. So many yeses coming forward. All right. The fourth question. When you thanked somebody sincerely, express your gratitude, did you look visibly pleased and your connect became stronger? When you are expressing your gratitude to people, your connect with that person becomes very strong. Yes or no? Yes. I think these are the experiences, not only of me, but I think most of us in this world. And whenever you have, taken these initiatives, and whenever we have either thanked people or appreciated them, our connect with those people become very, very strong. The fifth and the last question. When you believed, really, really believed that something was possible in spite of that task being extremely difficult, and you persevered, you kept on and on and on, did it actually happen? Could you make things happen in spite of the task, being extremely difficult? Yes, that also is the experience that we have had in life. Friends, these are the igniters. These are, the consequences of power of positive thinking. I think it transforms us. It takes us forward in life. The quality of our life, our relationships, our ability to achieve goals, our ability to connect with people, oh my God, that increases multifold. I think power of positive thinking is fundamental, very fundamental. Quite couple of days back when we were listening to, one of our ace trainers, Subhuji, he also talked about making the right choice to make life beautiful. K.V. Ratnamji also told us wonderful formula when he said FAST, the acronym FAST, F-A-S-T, where F stands for food, A stands for air, S stands for sleep, and T stands for positive thoughts. He also said one of the most wonderful ways of being happy and successful in life is through this FAST formula. Well, I think when you talk about making choices, when we talk about making things happen, when we talk about being an entrepreneur, when we talk about, managing people, I think everywhere our power of positive thinking is absolutely essential and needed. And I think that's where, when I say this is very fundamental to quality of life that we live. Now, we are actually living in very different times, very difficult times. Though they are difficult, they are not impossible. But let's understand, Corona pandemic is surrounding the entire world as if the world has come to a standstill. The economy is suffering, the businesses are suffering, People are locked down into their houses, and so many activities which we otherwise do, we are not able to do. Probably this is a pause in time. And we are not talking about only corona pandemic. I think we are also talking about the normal life where change is very continuous, change is radical, change is instantaneous, and change is happening. Change that probably we have never ever been able to see before, experience before. So things are changing, lifestyles are changing, expectations are changing, businesses are changing, technology is changing, and in this sphere of change, we have to make a living, we have to live life. Technology has transformed us. This also is something that is continuously happening, and probably today we are using technology to a much, much larger extent. There is a ruthless competition where we need tremendous belief and faith in ourselves, our abilities, our knowledge, our experiential learning, and therefore this competition is also happening, which is becoming more and more intense day by day. Relationships are weakening slowly, and probably people are looking at the materialistic aspects of life. There is a slowdown or a little downturn in our adherence to values and principles. And if these are the current situations, probably more than ever before in the history of the world, today is a day when power of positive thinking is most essential for us, not only to survive, but also to grow and to make things happen. Today are the current times when we really need to harness this power of positive thinking. Now let's look at what is positive thinking all about. The first I would like to say is all about being hopeful. It's all about being optimistic. It's all about looking forward. It's all about, having that one single factor, the element of hope that yes, we will be able to achieve what we desire to achieve. This hopefulness actually creates tremendous strength within us. Is the hope. What all that we do today is only because of our hope. We hope to be alive tomorrow, and therefore we do all our activities today. We save today because we are hopeful of using our savings tomorrow. We learn today because we are hopeful of making things happen tomorrow. We start our business today because we are hopeful of taking it forward and growing it in times to come. And therefore, positive thinking is about being hopeful. I remember the story, the year 1960, when John F. Kennedy, he went to the Senate in US and he told the senators that he had a dream. He was hopeful that one day will come when America will become the first country to go to the moon. And he said NASA was working on this project and he wanted money to be given to NASA. He wanted that finances to be approved by Senate so that NASA could be strengthened to work on this project, and one day it would happen. Well, friends, he was hopeful. He knew that it would become a reality, and it was in 1969 that Neil Armstrong went to the moon. And you know what? The day that Neil Armstrong went to the moon, John F. Kennedy was not alive. Probably that is the legacy of leadership, that they contribute to the world irrespective whether they would be able to enjoy the fruits of those contributions. That is what hopefulness is all about. Let's look at another dimension of positive thinking. I think positive thinking is being able to look at the brighter side of any situation, brighter side of any problem, brighter side of people. And that's what is positive thinking is all about. And when we are looking at the brighter side, we are actually noticing the good things in people, good things which might be connected, with the problems that we face, the good things that can be evolved, good things of the situation. I think that ability to look at the brighter side of any given situation, brighter side of people that we interact with, well, that is what positive thinking is all about. You know what? These are the photographs of Jalandhar that got published just 2 days back in the newspaper. And somebody by the name of Mr. TJ Singh tweeted, and he said, Himalaya mountains can be seen from Jalandhar since pollution has reduced in Punjab. Could somebody have ever thought that sitting in the city of Jalandhar, you're able to see this wonderful mountain range of Himalayas? Well, that also is the positive side of this pandemic. There is always a brighter side to look at. We probably would never have thought that we would be able to spend so much of quality time with our family members. We could never have thought that we would be able to see so many movies, read so many books, try and pursue our passion. I think this is the positive side of positive thinking, and that happened because of Corona pandemic. Well, friends, going forward, why this positive thinking and what it is all about? I think positive thinking is a state of mind. It creates a positive state of mind. And when we have this positive state of mind, our outlook, our perception, our way of looking at people and the world at large changes. We start noticing wonderful things, beautiful things about people. Now, you know what it does to us? We become more acceptable. We become more welcome. We enhance our networking. We have so many friends around the world because we think positive. We see positive in them. And therefore, positive thinking creates a positive state of mind. Most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. And therefore, happiness is a state of mind. Positive thinking also creates a positive state of mind. And therefore, this is one factor that keeps us away from disappointments, from demotivating ourselves, from the way we feel regrets, we feel sorry, we feel sad. In fact, all situations, whether good or bad, whether easy or tough, we are positive, we are smiling, and that gives us tremendous strength to meet these challenges of life. And therefore, the people who have the positive state of mind, they are happy in their minds because they keep away from the negative influences, from negative thoughts, and from things like regrets and disappointments. Well, why positive thinking? Why positive thinking? Let me tell you some very wonderful things about positive thinking. This power of positive thinking brings so many wonderful things. You can probably, what positive things have done to you in your life. Can you share one word in your chat board so that I can have a look at them and then find out what do you think about it? What happened whenever you thought positive? Let's have a look at that. Just write one word, not more than one word, just one word of what positive thinking brought to you. Hit chat board.
Nirmal,
yes.
Sorry for the interruption. I'm getting some observation that the voice is getting broken or cracked. Will you please try without the headset just for 2-3 minutes and see whether it is improving?
Okay.
Speaks. Okay, sir. I will.
All right. Fine. All right. I'm looking at the chat board and. Oh, wow, wonderful. Confidence, courage, happiness, confidence, wonderful strength, success. Let me, these are the words that probably some of you wrote. And if you look at these words, you would be sort of surprised that these things are the results of positive thinking. We talk about contribution that we are able to make to the world. We get recognized, fearlessness, perseverance, excellence, confidence, optimism, networking, creativity. determinations, resolutions, coolness, calmness, hope, peace, respect. All these things bring a lot of meaning to us just because we are positively oriented in our mind. I think that's a wonderful magic that happens to us because of our ability to think positive. It doesn't mean that we don't notice negative things in the world, but it means that those negative things of the world do not affect us, do not pull us down, do not adversely, create problems for us. It doesn't mean that negativity doesn't exist in the world. No, but it means that we are focused so much on positives that we are not affected by the negativity in the world. And that's where the power of positive thinking brings these wonderful achievements and qualities in our personal life. It's wonderfully said, they conquered the world who believe they can. I think it's all about belief in your own self. It's all about your self-regard. It's all about your ability to determine, resolve, decide in your heart and mind and soul to do things. And when you take action, when you take initiative, when you persevere, and when you perform, your desired results come to you. I think that's why it is beautifully said, they who think they can conquer, those who believe they can conquer, they will be able to conquer the world. And I think that's where, the magic happens. Look at these three wonderful individuals. None of them are alive today. But history would always be incomplete without taking note of the most beautiful contributions that they made to the world. Mahatma Gandhi never had a guarantee that the principle of non-violence that he believed he would exercise, that principle would motivate hundreds of thousands of people across India, across the country, to become non-violent, to fight the battle of freedom. He never had the guarantee. He took his own chances. And he had that visualization. He believed in himself and his principles, and India became free. Who gave so much of strength, whether he was in South Africa, whether he was in England, or whether he was in India, everywhere he contributed significantly to the society. Let's talk about this lady who came to be known as Mother Teresa. We call her Mother. She was not an Indian. She came and settled here and contributed so significantly, so much for the poor and the people who deserve. She wanted the world to be free from pain and misery. The kind of hospitals, old age homes, schools that she constructed, even those establishments are working so wonderfully well today. And of course, our late president of our country, Abdul Kalam ji. The first rocket was taken on a bicycle and a cart to the launching site by ISRO when they launched the first rocket. Can you imagine? And that's how ISRO started performing, and today we have been able to go to the Mars. I think that's where his principles, he had this wonderful vision. India 2020, if you have read that book, wonderful vision for our country. The person who is always and is admired and who wrote, the history of India, who contributed. All these people were positively oriented. They thought positive, they believed in themselves, and they made things to happen. Now, one thing that comes between us and our success, between us and our personality, is that ego. I think that's something that we should eliminate to the maximum possible extent. Let me show you one small experiment. Okay, I have a bottle of water with me, and I'm pouring water into a glass, and I have filled this glass It is full of water. Are you able to see this glass? Full of water. All right. Now I'm keeping this glass away. Now I am taking a bottle of thumbs up and I am pouring this thumbs up into this glass. Oh. All right. So this glass is full of thumbs up. Okay. Can you see? Now, can you see the amount of thumbs up? And can you see the form on the top? Well, I have two glasses. One glass of thumbs up and one glass of water. Now, the water has not reduced itself. It is still the same quantity and it is still the same amount of water in this glass, but the form is going down. It was full in the beginning. It looked full in the beginning. It looked wonderful and beautiful, but now the gas in this thumbs up is going down and there's only a little thumbs up that is left in this glass. What am I trying to arrive at? What am I trying to drive? Well, friends, ego is like this gas in a glass of thumbs up. It reduces, and slowly the content goes down. And therefore, the personality that we have acquired with positive thinking, with positiveness in the mind, with, this looking at the possibilities, having that confidence is like that glass of water which is full. It doesn't have that gas of ego. We can live life without thumbs up, but we cannot live life without water. Water, ladies and gentlemen, is the elixir. And let's therefore take this gas out of ourselves. When our ego reduces and almost is zero, we become more empathizing. Our ability to empathize with people, our ability to recognize people. जमीन पे आते हैं, जमीन पे रहते हैं, साहजिक भाव से हम जीवन व्यतीत करते हैं, सहज बनते हैं. और जब हम ये सब करते हैं तो हमारी पर्सनालिटी, हमारा व्यक्तित्व और निखरता है. हम और लोगों तक पहुंच सकते हैं. We connect with people, we make so many friends, and then our life is full of happiness. It is enriched because we spread happiness. And that is what happens when we have no ego. Let's be simple. Let's be realistic. However high we may rise in our life, irrespective of the accomplishments, irrespective of the money and the wealth that we accumulate, irrespective of our status or our designation, we must ensure that our feet keep touching the ground. As long as our feet keep touching the ground, we are approachable, we are accessible, we are likable, and we have tremendous strength and abilities within ourselves. Friends, thoughts is a magnet. What we think is what we attract. You must have heard about that law of attraction. We attract what we think, and therefore, positive will attract positive. Good things will attract good things in our life. And that's where we need to be very sure that we are full of positivism in our mind. So everything around us also is positive. And therefore, let's ensure that given a choice between negativity and positivity, we are focused on more positive. It's beautifully said, the mind is a master weaver, both of inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstances. And therefore, the inner garment of character is built by the kind of thoughts that we have in our mind. These thoughts create the character. विचार और संस्कार से संस्कृति बनती है. इस संस्कृति से चारित्र्य बनता है और इसी चारित्र के हिसाब से व्यक्तित्व बनता है. So व्यक्तित्व विचार और संस्कार से आते हैं. The thoughts and values and principles that we have stored within ourselves, which are something that we firmly believe in, इसी चीजों से हमारा व्यक्तित्व बनता है. And therefore, while we have positivity in the mind, we are not only able to create the sound character, but we are also able to create the circumstances which are external to us. So all the situations and circumstances that come into our life, we can control them, we can choose them, we can make them with the power of positive thinking. Many of us have experienced it. And therefore, what we think is what we attract. Let's think positive and attract positive. In life, we find whatever we are looking for. देखो, two extremes coexist. Two extremes of anything and everything in this world. देखिए, जहां सच है वहां झूठ है, जहां रात है वहां दिन है, जहां सफाई है वहां गंदगी है, जहां जहां पे हमारे पास सही चीजें हैं वहां वहां हमारे पास गलत चीजें भी हैं. इस दुनिया में, इस यूनिवर्स में अच्छे लोग भी हैं और बुरे लोग भी हैं. जहां देव है वहां दानव है. And therefore these two extremities coexist together. We can't stop negativity coming into the world, but we can stop them coming into us ourselves. And that's why positive thinking is a matter of choice. We can choose to be positive. We can choose to be productive. We can choose to be disciplined. We can choose to persevere. We can choose to, to think ourselves to be capable, competent. And when we choose to be so, we become so. And that's where, in life, you find whatever you're looking for. अगर मैं आपसे ये बोलता हूं कि यहाँ जमीन के अंदर मैंने कुछ पैसे और धन छिपाया है, अगर आप खड्डा खोदोगे तो आपको धन मिलेगा. There is some treasure beneath that underground. You start digging and you will get that treasure. So maybe you will believe me and you will start digging. And when you start digging, two things will come out. दो चीजें बाहर आएगी. एक, जो धन जो अंदर छिपाया गया था, जो अंदर था, वो बाहर आएगा. और साथ में एक और चीज बाहर आएगी, वो मिट्टी आएगी. The soil will also come out. Now the point is, if you are looking at the treasure, you will keep the dirt aside and you will take treasure and go home. But what, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking at the dirt and the soil, then probably you will keep the treasure aside, collect that dirt and go home. Remember, in life, we find what we are looking for. And therefore, when we encounter toughest of the tough situations, when we deal with people who may not be very positive, when circumstances are unfavorable, let's start looking for positives in each of them. And when you start doing it, you actually start converting the other person from negativity to positivity, because positive thinking or positivity is contagious. Positivity is contagious. When your positivity touches others, others start thinking positive. And I think that's where you become an example of change, and when you inspire change. I think unless we believe in the hearts of our heart, unless we believe, in the power of positive thinking, we will not be able to touch others. Therefore, I think the time has come when we need to change focus. Look for the positives in ourselves and in others. Your focus determines your reality. When things get transformed, when things are made to happen, they become reality. And therefore, it is with this power of positive thinking that we are able to, reach out to people and touch them positively. It's beautifully said, friends. Like a pottery maker who shapes the pot through his clay, we too can shape our lives through our thoughts. So shaping our lives, shaping our destiny is possible with the quality and the kind of thoughts that we have. And I think this is where, things happen. I mean, what if Thomas Alva Edison, in spite of those hundreds of thousands of experiments where he had failed, if for one moment he had thought that it was not possible, probably he would not have gone to the extreme experiment and found the electric bulb. I think all inventors, all scientists, all leaders who have brought about a positive change in the community, in the society, in the respective countries, I think they all must have been extremely positive. Otherwise, how could Nelson Mandela stay in jail for 29 years? How could Mahatma Gandhi give a tough battle to English without weapons, without battle, without violence? I think that's where positivity comes in the picture and it makes things happen. Our thoughts are causes, and that gives an effect. You sow a thought, you reap an action. You sow an action, you reap a habit. You sow a habit, you reap a character. You sow a character, you reap a destiny. And therefore, thought leads you to your destiny. Yes, friends, we can shape our destiny with the strength and the power of positive thoughts. And I think that gives you extra energy. The positivism in us gives us energy, belief, it gives us commitment, it makes us ready for taking up the toughest challenges in life. And if we are able to do that, if we are able to take initiatives and action because of the positive thought that we have, we will be able to bring results. I think it all starts with a thought. So how do we harness this wonderful, magnanimous power of positive thinking? I would suggest a few steps that are essential for us to become very positive. There are always two sides, as I said earlier, two sides of any matter, the positive and the negative. Let's choose the positive by determination, by effort. Whenever there is a bell that rings, in the mind that Nirmal, you are looking at the negative aspect of this person. You're looking at his mistakes. You're looking to blame. Nirmal must immediately stop and start looking for the positives in that person. So let's determine to choose the positive. Ask yourself, why not in place of why? These two statements, it is possible, but it is difficult. One statement is, it is possible, but difficult. Another statement is, it is difficult, but possible. The first talks about difficulty in doing things. The second talks about the possibility of doing it. So, before we decide, that I shall not do this work because it is too challenging. I shall not take this initiative because what will the people say? Don't. Let's stop at that. Let's start at looking at, why should I not do it rather than why should I do it? The third very important aspect is there are multiple ways of doing things. There are options available to us, in order to achieve a difficult task. Couple of days back, Ramesh Bhattacharya, our past national president, said it so beautifully. He said, in order to achieve things that we have never achieved, we must do things that we have never done before. It's all about thinking out of the box. It's all about exploring and inventing new ways of doing things. Einstein has said it beautifully. He said, to keep doing the same thing and expect different result is insanity. To keep doing the same thing and expect different result is insanity. And therefore, in order to have that I have never had, I must be able to do that I have never done before. And this is where the options come. This is where the multiple ways of doing things come into picture. Let's not be monotonous. Let's have that variation, because people love variation. They love watching you do things differently. And more than the people, when you start exploring new ways of doing things, friends, you will get amazing results. You will get amazing results, something that you have never had earlier. And therefore, believe that there are different ways of doing things. There are many options available, and the task is doable. Take your own chances. Why always do we look for sense of security? Why do we want guarantees in life? Why do we want to be safe that yes, I will not encounter failure? I think one thing that we as entrepreneurs, as GCs, as people who can make things happen, one thing that we need to learn, friends, is we must be prepared to take our own chances. We must be prepared to take our own chances. Because when you take your chances, you make efforts. When you make efforts, if you fail, you learn a lot from it. If you succeed, well, you took your own chances, and that has led you to success. And therefore, life is not guaranteed. Life is not guaranteed. Can somebody say that he or she will be alive tomorrow morning? No. Then what other guarantees are we looking at? Why do we seek guarantees? I think it's time for us to be uncomfortable. Not in terms of conveniences, but in terms of picking up challenges which seem to be very tough. In terms of deciding our vision and maybe, the big goals that we so very much want in life. I mean, think of all those wonderful doers. I mean, Dhirubhai Ambani, for example, he didn't have anything else. वो एक टीचर थी गुरु, उसमें ये आया था, जब बंबई आया तो एक कोट और 2 कमीज लेके आया था. He didn't have anything else. कुछ नहीं था उसके पास. न इन्फ्लुएंस थी, न पैसा था, न एजुकेशन था, न रिसोर्सेस थे, मगर उसके पास एक चीज थी, उसके पास विजन था, उसके पास सेल्फ बिलीफ था. And I think that's where the positive thing comes. He took his own chances. All the doers in the world who have written history, they always have taken their own chances. We have so many friends, we have colleagues, we have mentors, we have family members, we have friends. Why do we hesitate to seek help from others? Seeking help is not wrong, it's not bad. It doesn't make you look low or small. In fact, when you seek help, the people who you're seeking it from, they feel very happy. They feel very important. They feel that, yes, you depend on us. There is absolutely nothing wrong in seeking help. So let's take a step forward. And whenever we need help, let's not hesitate to go to our own people and seek help from us. These small things, but ultimately, by doing the small things, you are harnessing the power of positive thinking. Synergize. Stop doing things alone. Collaborate with people. Work collectively. Forget the solo performances. I think it's the time for us to connect with people. We can collaborate with our competitors. We can collaborate with our employees. We can collaborate with our clients. In fact, we made an experiment from our company this time, We provide a lot of HR and training solutions to the corporate. So all the companies that we have as our clients, we wrote to them, we will give you a free online training for 1.5 to 2 hours, as not only a means of learning, but also a means of engaging your employees who are locked down at their homes. And this gesture was welcomed by so many of them. That's what is synergizing. And I think that's where we make a difference. Communication is one of the most powerful tools. It enhances our belief in ourselves, the results that we get. It enhances the quality of relationship. And that means it helps us to become more positive. Choose your words. Choose your words. I believe that we may have a right to differ with somebody. We may have a difference of opinion. We may not agree with people, but let's not become disagreeable. Let's express our disagreement or difference of opinion in the most respectable manner by giving a lot of recognition and respect to the other person. There is a PCP principle. P stands for praise, C stands for critic, and P again stands for praise. Whenever we want to differ with people, let's start with a positive note. Let's start with a praise and then probably inject whatever we wish to opine and then again end up with a praise. So between the two positives, there is one, critic. I think that is communication, and therefore let's do communication in the most positive orientation. When we do that, we will be able to touch others emotionally. We will be able to win their goodwill, and whatever we seek from them will actually happen. Fail forward. Failure is the result of an action. If the result is what you desired, you call it a success. And if the result is something which is contrary, opposite to what you desired, you might call it a failure. And therefore, failure and success are nothing but the result of action. So when you need to change result, we need to change the action. And that's what I call as failing forward. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to assess, to evaluate ourselves, to come out with much better ways of doing things. And therefore, failing is a stepping stone to success. In 1962, a group of 4 musicians got together and they were performing in terms of Decca Recording Company, and their performance was rejected, absolutely rejected. And then they were demotivated. But then later on, this group of 4 people came to be known as the Beatles. Can you believe it? The world famous group of performers, music performers, the Beatles were rejected. Even Amitabh Bachchan was rejected by Akashvani, All India Radio, and he was told that his voice was not proper for the radio. And today, the whole world recognizes his voice. Well, another example, 1944, the lady wanted to become a good model, and she performed. She went for an audition. She performed in front of a modeling agency. It was Blue Book Modeling Agency, and she was rejected instantaneously. And you know what? The director of that company said, I think you should go and do some kind of a secretarial work or maybe get married, but you can't really be a model. It's not possible. This lady later on came out to be known as Marilyn Monroe, one of the most admired Hollywood stars. The world and the history is full of such examples. People have failed, but they persevered. They kept on taking their own chances. They kept on doing it over and over again, and finally they succeeded. And therefore, let's not be afraid of failures. That also is a state of positive mind. Let's keep away from negative influences and negative people. एक स्टोरी बताना चाहूंगा मैं आपको. एक आदमी था, रात को 12 बजे अपनी कार को ड्राइव करके वो ट्रैवल कर रहा था. अचानक उसने देखा, he was passing through the bridge, and under the bridge there was a huge river, the turbulent and the deep waters flowing, and उसकी जो गाड़ी थी उसकी हेडलाइट एक व्यक्ति के ऊपर पड़ी. And that man that he saw was climbing, going up the railing of that bridge. Now at 12 o'clock midnight, if somebody's climbing the railing of that particular bridge, the intention was very clear. Probably he wanted to commit suicide. So this guy who was driving a car, he brakes his car, he gets out of his car, he goes to that man and says, hey man, wait for a moment. Before you take the final step of your life, please spend 1 minute and talk to me. After 1 minute, if you still want to jump into the river, well, I will not stop you. The choice is yours. The man was very confident that he would be able to convince the other guy not to commit suicide. Well, the person thought, I have suffered so much in my life. What difference another 1 minute or 10 minutes make? Let me talk to him. Both of them, they get together. They start talking. 1 minute का 5 मिनट, 5 मिनट का 7 मिनट, 7 मिनट का 10 मिनट, 10 मिनट का 20 मिनट. 20 minutes they kept on talking, discussing, arguing. And you know what happened at the end of 20 minutes? Both of them jumped into the river. negativity is also contagious. And therefore, we must keep away from the negative people, negative influences. We must, hone up our power of positivism so much so that the negativity looks very small and meager in front of the positivity that we have developed. When we are strong in positive thinking, it is easy for us to deal with negativity from the world that comes to us. This is something that we must learn. Forgive, forget, and let go. Let go. I think this is one positive quality that that makes us happy, that makes others happy. Those who make mistakes, the employees in our company, our friends who make mistakes. Maybe we expect them to do a certain amount of work, do a certain quality work, and they are not able to do. Let's forget the sad incidences. Let's forget the mistakes. Let's forgive them. Instead of that, let's take some positive action to ensure that they learn and they perform. I think that's something that we need to do. Positive people add value to others. And when others become enriched because of these positive people, others become, friends of these positive people. And that the network keeps increasing. I think that's where we really need to understand that we are capable of forgiving and forgetting sad incidences in life. Think win-win. When we are paying the salaries to our people who are at home, who are not productively engaged in our places of business and work, we are thinking win-win. When we are bargaining or negotiating with a vendor, and when we think of his small profit that he justifiably deserves to earn, we are thinking win-win. When we have promised to make payment to our suppliers or service providers, and then in spite of the tough challenges that we have, maybe we have to borrow money in order to effect that payment, maybe we have to sell something and get money and make that payment, we are actually thinking win-win, because we are also thinking that he is dependent on my payment. I think that is what thinking win-win is all about. And therefore, thinking win-win is considering others, their comfort, their conveniences, their desires, and when we are able to do it, people will admire us. Let's be in the company of positive people. And when we do that, as I said earlier, positivity is contagious, so their positivity will also touch us positively. Be resilient, persevere. Don't lose the battle and run away. There may be challenges. I remember the first time, 2002, it was my debut in Nalanda. It was my debut year. And I was feeling very jittery. I was not sure of myself. And a lot of friends used to come to me and say, Nirmal, perform well. Kakaji is watching. National President is watching you. Some of the past national presidents who were there, they were also watching. They would be watching you, so perform well. When I stopped in the middle of my training session, my late friend Bharat Shah, who pushed me to Nalanda, I remember he came to me, looked straight into my eyes and said, Nirmal, don't lose confidence. I have seen you performing so many times earlier. You can do it, man. Do it. Those words were magical. I bounced back into that session, and thereafter, well, it's history. And therefore, I think we may feel a little, apprehension, little doubtful about ourselves, but let's not lose that battle. And we must come and come out as a winner. Keep learning. Learning is continuous. We must learn from our own mistakes. We learn from others' mistakes. We learn from our own experiences. We learn. Every moment of life is a learning platform, is a learning opportunity. The problem is that our mind is not open to learning. While we are grieving and complaining about some injustice that may have been done to us, While we are disappointed and disturbed about a few experiences, we don't look at those experiences as a matter of learning opportunity. This can be a habit. And if we inculcate this habit, learn from every failure, learn from every mistake, then I think learning will be tremendous, and that will come to our rescue when we are performing next. Being humble, respectful to others is giving weightage, importance, and consideration to others. I think that's what we deserve to do, we want to do. And therefore, when we are noticing others and when we are careful about their comfort, about their respect, about their goodwill, about their ego, we are able to win their hearts. And therefore, let's be humble to all. Let's give respect to all. Respect, when given, comes back to us many folds. And therefore, I think it's a law of life. What we give, it comes back to us. And so is the case with respect. Acknowledge and face fears. There's nothing wrong in having fear. We are fearful at times, but what we must do is be able to overcome this fear. वो कहते हैं ना कि डर से आगे जीत है. डर से आगे जीत क्यों है? वो पीछे नहीं है, डर के साथ जीत नहीं है, डर से आगे है. Because you must pass through that phase of fear in order to win. And I think that is what we must be able to do. That gives us a lot of self-belief, that will give us a lot of confidence, and that creates positivity in our mind. So let's acknowledge that fear, it is possible to exist. Fear basically is an imaginary thing. It's an imagination of the mind. Threat is a reality, and therefore let's not be fearful. Let's take ourselves, let's guard ourselves against the threat, but fear is something that put us down. Let's cultivate that abundance mentality. भगवान ने हमें बहुत कुछ दिया है. हम बहुत lucky हैं. When we were watching on television, those hundreds of thousands of laborers walking 400, 500 miles and kilometers to reach their villages, I was overwhelmed, and I said, oh my God, we are so lucky. We are so privileged that we don't have to do this. And therefore, we have been given enough by God Almighty. And I think that abundance mentality will enable us to share what we have. It will enable us to be grateful to God, to be happy with what we have, and that also create a positive state of mind. Stop grieving and complaining. Start appreciating. Start helping. Start nurturing people so that they are able to perform better. Appreciation, an expression of gratitude, is a magic. When you do that, people feel extremely happy. They become your friends. They become your fans. They become your admirers, and you start, having strong bond of relationships. Smile and laugh a lot. Whatever may be the situation, we must be able to smile. And when we smile, it is as equally contagious. And the other person also smiles. Even by mistake, when you are not able to spot a particular person, maybe while you're walking on a road and a stranger comes in front of you, you feel that I've met this person, I know this guy, but it doesn't strike your mind, and you smile at him. The other person is not able to recognize you, but the first reflection is the smile that he gives to you. And therefore, smile attracts smile. So let's be happy with what we have, and that's a good enough reason for us to smile. Visualize and celebrate success. Visualize some success. Today in the morning when I was chatting with my colleague trainers, I said that sense of urgency is developing in me. I want to deliver. I visualize myself, delivering this talk. Every time I do that training program, a few minutes earlier, I visualize. That inspires me. That gives me a newfound confidence. That gives me a self-belief. It tells me that, yes, I will be able to do it. I think visualization, friends, has tremendous power. Let's visualize positively. And finally, be enthusiastic. I think enthusiasm gives rise to action. Enthusiasm gives rise to passion. Enthusiasm gives you energy to perform. So let's not be dull and out. Let's not be, be pessimistic in nature. Let's not be passive in nature. Let's be enthusiastic. Let's display our energy. When we do that, others around us also become enthusiastic. And I think that's where enthusiasm, it does not only do wonders to you, it also do wonders to people around you. And therefore, enthusiasm makes you take the initiative, take the first step. Enthusiasm makes you believe that you can do it. And that's where enthusiasm is a wonderful solution. These 5 words are extremely important. We must have a reason, the purpose to do things in life, the purpose to earn money, the purpose to take action, the purpose to, to contribute, the vision, the future state of being. How do we see ourselves maybe 10, 15, 20 years down the time in future? So vision can be broken into goals. Goals, with the positive thoughts in mind, you take action. So when you take action, you are able to achieve goals and you go close to your vision. And whenever we take action, we get results. And this is where I think the thoughts come in the picture. It's the positivity of the mind that enables you to take action. And as said many times earlier, action speaks louder than words. I would say action speaks louder, much, much louder than the thoughts. But the basic ingredient is the thought. What inspires action? The thought inspires action. What inspires your belief in yourself? It's the thought that inspires the belief in yourself. What inspires that, that feeling that yes, you want to do it, the passion? I think it is the thought that inspires the passion. And therefore, if we want to achieve wonderful results in life, ladies and gentlemen, let's think positively. I think possibility thinking, positive thinking is about being, looking at the probability of things happening. And I think it's all about possibility thinking. Friends, while we are coming to, a little close to this session, before we do that, I want you to respond to these igniters. I don't call them questions, igniters. And please open up your chat board and respond in terms of either true or false. The first statement, ability to think positive is a gift of God that comes when a child is born. True or false? Respond. Ability to think positive is a gift of God that comes when a child is born. Yes, it's false. So many of you have responded, it's a false statement. Ability to think positive is not gift, it can be cultivated. Statement number 2, one cannot choose to think positively. One cannot choose to think positively. It's an inborn thing. It's something that is there in you. You can't either take it or you can't leave. If you are negative in thinking, you remain negative in thinking. I see an occasional true, but 95% of you, I think those who have responded, you have said it's a false statement. One can choose to think positively. It's a choice. Thinking positive is a choice that we can always exercise. Number 3, just as there are 2 extremes of everything, both positive and negative, both thinking are possible and cannot be changed. Since negativity and positivity exist together, one has to do both. One cannot choose only one out of the 2. Correct. All of you are saying it's a false statement. Yes. There are two coexisting parameters, the positives and the negatives, but we can always choose positives. Wonderful. Number 4, positive thinking is a myth, and it is not practical to be positive always. Always underlined. Positive thinking is a myth. It is not practical to be positive always. I'm looking at your chat board. Oh my God. One or two are true, but rest of you are saying false. Yes, positive thinking is not a myth. It is beyond circumstances. It is beyond time and space. It can be made applicable to anything and everything that happens in your life. And therefore, positive thinking is not a myth. Personality is an outgrowth of positive thinking, and it transforms the person inside out. True or false? Personality is an outgrowth of positive thinking, and this positive thinking transforms people inside out. It's so nice to see the word true after so many falses. Yes, majority of you are saying it's true. Personality comes out of positive thinking. It comes out of your state of mind. And therefore, it has that power to transform a person inside out. The sixth one. People who think positively are calm, composed, responsive. They are problem solvers, and they are possibility thinkers. True or false? Excellent. I think almost all of you have passed through this test with 100 out of 100. Yes, people who think positively, they are in charge of themselves. They are in control of themselves. They are emotionally balanced. They choose their responses. They never react, and therefore they have a focus on problem solving. They evolve solutions. They make things happen, and they are victorious in their life. And therefore, people who think positively are composed and calm people. Wonderful. To summarize, friends, let me give you a few very valid, the gist of what we spoke about today. Number 1, positive thinking is the most essential component at all times, especially in difficult times when you need it the most. And therefore, this is one quality that needs to be inculcated in each one of us. Positive thinking is looking at the brighter side of any situation or a problem, or brighter side of people, or possibility thinking. Positive thinking is about being hopeful and being optimistic. Positive thinking creates a positive state of mind, makes us widely acceptable, and help us achieve, our goals and vision in life. Positive thinking is a choice that we all can make. And therefore, is something that we can choose. As per the law of attraction, what we think, we attract. And therefore, when we think positive, we attract positive. Positive thinking must be followed by action. Thoughts without action have no meaning. And therefore, action is the most important thing. Imagine yourself, going on a road, and suddenly you see a poor child begging on the roadside, and you feel sympathetic towards that child. You feel pity. You want to do something about it, but suddenly your friend from a faraway distance calls you, Nirmal, come here, we'll miss the movie show. Come, let's get into the theater. And you forget that child, and Nirmal goes into the theater. Friends, Nirmal has had only a good thought, but there was no action. And therefore, there's no point of having a good thought. But if I choose to give something to that begging child, then probably my action has come out from that thought, and it has a meaning. And therefore, action is the most important thing that we must do in life. And then finally, we talked about that, the vision being broken into goals, and with positive belief in yourself, you take action and ultimately you get the desired results. Before I hand over the floor to the moderator, I want to tell you a small story. एक लकड़हारा था, the person who would cut the wood in the jungle and sell. बहुत गरीब इंसान था, बहुत गरीब. बड़ी मुश्किल से उसको 2 वक्त के लिए खाने की रोटी मिलती थी. उसने कहा कि ऐसे तो जिंदगी नहीं गुजरेगी. I will not be able to live my life in such poor situation, so I must go to the jungle and worship God. तो वो जंगल में जाता है. जाने के बाद में वहां बैठता है और भगवान शिव भगवान महादेव की आराधना करता है. He starts worshipping Shiva. उसी समय पे there was one businessman, एक बनिया, जिसके पास सब कुछ था और उसने सब कुछ जिंदगी में हासिल किया था. He had all the luxury, the wealth that that businessman. He says, now that I have had everything that I wanted in life, I think time has come for me to go and worship God, because I am entering the last phase of my life. So let me go to the jungle and worship God. तो वो बनिया भी जंगल में आ गया, वो लकड़हारा भी जंगल में आ गया. अब जब लकड़हारा जाता था तो उसकी बीवी ने सोचा कि मैं अकेली क्या करूंगी, तो मैं भी उसके साथ जाती हूँ. I also go and worship my God. So the wife also goes along. So they had a son. The son has said, what will I do all alone in my house? Mummy, Papa, I'll also come along with you. तो वो बच्चा भी वो लकड़हारा और उसकी बीवी के साथ वो निकलते हैं, जंगल में जाते हैं, and they start worshipping. Lord Shiva becomes very happy with this worship. वो प्रकट हो जाते हैं और बोलते हैं, चलिए क्या वरदान चाहिए, कौन सा वरदान चाहिए. अब लकड़हारा सोचता है कि मैं क्या मांगू, but then he thought, let my wife ask first. तो कहता है कि मेरी बीवी को पूछो, सबसे पहले उनको भगवान आप वरदान दो. Now the lady says that I want to become the most beautiful woman in the world. And भगवान को तो सिर्फ एक ही चीज आती है. He cannot suggest, he doesn't give a better option. The only thing he can do is tathastu. So Shiva says tathastu, and that lady becomes a beautiful woman. अब उसी वक्त वो जंगल में से एक राजकुमार गुजर रहा होता है. The prince is passing through the jungle. He looks at this beautiful woman and he says, अरे आपकी जो जगह है वो जंगल नहीं है, वो तो मेरे राजमहल में है. तो वो उसको उठा के ले जाता है. Now looking at this, that लकड़हारा, the woodcutter, he says, my God, ये सही नहीं है. Why was my wife ready to go with that prince? This is not right. तो वो भगवान की ओर देखता है, भगवान को बोलता है कि भगवान आप एक काम कीजिए, उस जो मेरी बीवी थी जो बहुत ब्यूटीफुल हो गई थी, उसको आप गधी बना दीजिए. So that lady immediately becomes the donkey. अब क्या हुआ, ये देख के अब उसका भी वरदान पूरा हो गया. अब जो बच्चा रह गया वो सोचता है, अरे बाप रे, I lost my mother, I lost my, I've not got anything, this is not right. अब क्या करूं? तो he tells the God, भगवान आप मुझे एक काम कीजिए, मुझे मेरे मां वापस कर दीजिए, मेरे पिता मेरे पास रहे, बस ये मैं यही चाहता हूं. So the mother comes back. Now बनिया की बारी आई. बनिया ने कहा कि भगवान मेरे पास सब कुछ है, मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए, बस एक दृश्य मैं देखना चाहता हूं. और वो दृश्य क्या है कि मैं मेरी 7वीं पीढ़ी के मेरे प्रपौत्र, मतलब मेरे बच्चे का बच्चा, उसकी शादी हो गई हो और दोनों बैठ के अपने सोने के झूले में झूल रहे हो. They are sitting on the swinger, they are very happy, and I am sitting in the 7th floor of my house I want to see this wonderful scene. बस मुझे ये दिखा दो. कुछ ना मांगते हुए ये बनिए ने सब कुछ मांग लिया. I think there's a lot to do with positive thinking. It all depends on what we want to ask from our mind. If we ask for wonderful things happen. But if we use the intelligence and the emotions that we have for jealousy, for comparison, for competition, then probably जो वो लकड़हारा woodcutter की situation हुई थी, वही situation हमारी होगी. So let's ask positive things from our mind, and we will create a wonderful future. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, I come to the end of the session. It's a pleasure to be talking to you and sharing some of my thoughts that I myself have experienced many of times in my life. With these words, Vamanji, I am handing over this floor back to you. Thank you.